So for the longest time now, the girlies have been asking for a makeup tutorial. I mean, commenting on my post on Instagram, TikTok, and even here on YouTube. So I finally decided to give in to your request. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Here we do everything beauty. I mean, makeup, hair, skincare, and even lifestyle. If you're new here, welcome once again, and please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button so you don't miss any of my videos. So in today's video, like I said earlier, I'm going to be giving you guys a full face beginner friendly makeup tutorial. The first step when do your makeup, ensure that your face is clean and free of any dirt or germs. I've already washed my face and I've already it's dry, as you can see. I'm going to go right straight into my skin prep. Skin prep is a very important step to getting that flawless glam. So the first thing I do is to go in with my serum. My serum, the thing I do is to moisturize. I have really dry skin, and even if you don't have dry skin, even if you have oily skin, I feel like moisturizing is a very key step. It just helps with hydration. So I just use the Cetaphil moisturizing lotion, and I just take a tiny bit on my hand and I just massage that right on my face. Moisturizer and my skin is properly hydrated. The next thing I do is to go in with primer. I use the Zekel Cosmetics oil free primer, and I just take a little bit on my hand just like I did with my moisturizer, and I just massage it into my skin. So when I'm done with my skin prep, I seal it all in with a setting spray. Waiting for all this to dry down and just come together, I'm going to quickly do my brows before I get into my base. So when I'm doing my brows, I just use a regular edge control to slick down my brows with a spoolie just like this one. I take a bit of the edge control and I place it behind my palm, and I just take my spoolie and I take a little bit of the product and I just brush my brow upward. Same thing on the other side. I'm going to take a powder pad, I guess that's what they call it, just like this, and I'm going to take a little powder. I'm going to take a little setting powder and just gently tap my brows just to get rid of any excess oils from the edge control. So when you're doing your brows, you want to make sure your brow pencil is well sharpened, just like this. So your well sharpened brow pencil, you draw a line directly under a brow. You're just going to follow the shape of your eyebrow, connecting it to the end of the brow. My eyebrows are actually microbladed, so it's actually easier for me to do my brows. But when you go to the top, you don't start from the beginning, you start from here, and then you do the same thing. Draw a line connecting it to the first line you just drew on that. Create light strokes if you want to be very light-handed while doing this. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other brow. So after drawing my brows, I'm going to conceal it. I'm going to use a flat-mounted brush just like this one. I'm going to place my concealer at the back of my palm. I use a concealer that's like 2 shades lighter than my skin tone. Take my brush and I take product from. You can take your time. You need to be very careful so you don't mess up your brows. So to conceal the upper part of my brow, I'm going to take a little bit of my foundation and I'm going to mix it with my concealer. It just helps it blend easier by the time I apply my foundation. Now that I'm done done with my brows, I can go ahead to do my base. So the first thing I do is I take my foundation and then I pump like 2 pumps on my hand. I try not to use too much foundation. I just use enough, like the right amount, so I can get enough coverage but then not too much product. I take the brush I used earlier to conceal my brow. I take it in foundation and then I apply it. I first of all blend my foundation with a brush. I try my foundation brush and my setting spray, and I just, when I'm blending my foundation, I try not to blend too much product into my under eye. Blending my foundation with my brush, take a beauty blender and I'm just going to dab it around my face just to make sure my foundation is well blended. Next thing I do is conceal my face. I actually use 2 layers of concealer. The first layer of concealer is going to be 2 shades lighter than my skin tone. I'm going to apply it in the inner corner of my eye and a little at the outer corner, and do the same on the other side. I'm also going to be applying on my forehead, the bridge of my nose, and my chin and my cupid bow. Then I'm going to blend out with my damp beauty blender. Next thing I do is to contour my face, just give my face more dimension, or should I say definition. No, but contouring is the next thing I do. I use the Zikel Cosmetics X Golibe palette. I use the second to the this is the shade I use, like the second to the darkest shade of concealer, of contour on the palette. I use the same brush I used earlier. I pick up the product and I apply it to the back of my palm. Then I take my contour brush. This is what it looks like, and then I pick up product with my brush and then I contour slightly above my cheekbone, down to up, and I just make sure I blend it out nice and smooth. So I take more product with my brush and I just contour beneath my hairline, which is right here. I just dab and just make sure to blend it out nice and smooth. The next cream product I apply is blush from the same palette. I mostly like to use this shade. It's kind of like in between purple and pink. So I take the same brush, I pick up my product, apply it to the back of my palm. Then I take brush I used to blend my foundation earlier. I pick up some product and then I apply it on my cheek. On my nose. This time around, I'm not going to use the second to the darkest shade because I don't like when my nose contour is really harsh. I used like the third to the darkest shade, like the second deepest shade on the palette, which is this one. It's almost, I think it's almost finished, but this is it. And I just take a little product. I start applying my contour from directly under my brows, and I stop like the middle of my nose, just before the bridge of my nose. I pick up my product with my brush and then apply from here, and I stop right here. Do the same thing on the other side, from here, and I stop right here, then right under my nose, just to give it some definition. And then I'm going to blend this with my beauty sponge. Remember I said I actually used 2 layers of concealer. Now it's time for the second layer. I use a concealer that's close to 3-4 shades lighter than my skin tone. And this time around, I just apply it in the inner corner of my eye, on both sides, and a little just here, just to brighten up nose, and a little dot there. And I'll give this like maybe a minute or two to dry down. It helps with coverage. I don't know, it just helps me get better and more coverage from my concealer. So after my concealer has sat in for a bit, I'm going in with my setting spray once again. Blending that second layer of concealer, I just take my beauty spot and I just dab it all over my face, just to make sure all my cream products are blended in properly, so that I don't have any harsh lines by the time I'm done with my makeup. After applying and blending all my cream products and making sure everything is blended in properly, I am going to set my face using a translucent powder. I'm going to take a fluffy brush just like this one. I'm going to take some powder to tap it at the back of my hand, and I'm just going to press that. I'm just going to apply it on my under eyes where I applied my concealer. Basically, I'm just going to apply the powder everywhere I applied concealer, just so my concealer stays in place and doesn't crease. When I'm done with that, I'm going to take my puff and I'm going to take some powder and dab at the back of my hand. Normally I use an angled puff, but I can't find it right now, so I'm just going to make use of it. I'm just going to draw a line just to make my nose contour more visible, just from directly under my eye. I'm just going to draw a line to the bridge of my nose using. I'm going to do the same thing under my cheekbone, connecting from under my cheekbone. For my eyeshadow today, I'm going to be going for something very simple, like a very simple nude eye look. I'm going to take my powder palette and I'm going to take my powder shade with a fluffy brush. Just going to apply it on my eyelid. Just going to apply that on my eyelid. This is the shade I'm going to be using, this deep nude shade, and I'm going to use the same fluffy brush. I'm just going to take a little product, start applying from the outer corner of my eye. I'm just going to dab it and then I'm going to blend it in the corner of my eye through my crease. Next, I'm going to draw my eyeliner. We're going for a very simple wing. So I'm just going to start drawing from the outer corner of my eye. I'm just going to make a very short wing and I'm just going to connect it from here to the inner corner of my eye. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side of my eye. I'm going to pop on some lashes. I'm going to apply some lash glue just on the eyeliner that I just drew from this point. So while I'm waiting for the glue on my eyes and my lashes to dry, I'm going to quickly dust off the powder on my face and apply some powdered blush. So I'm going to go back to my powder palette, use my powder brush and just dust off the powder. I'm just going to be using the same brush I used to dust off my setting powder, the same shade I used earlier, my cream blush, which is this purple shade. I'm just going to use my brush to take some product and just on my cheek. Go back to my lashes. I'm going to take my mirror and I'm just going to place it below my face and I'm going to just take my lashes and just apply it on my eyeliner. after applying my lashes, I'm going to go in with another layer of setting spray. For my lips, I'm just going to be going for very nude, simple lips today. So the first thing I do is to line my lips using a well-sharpened brow pencil. It is black or brown, but today I'm going to be using brown. So I'm going to draw a line connecting my cupid bow. Then I'm going to draw a line connecting from this point. I'm going to draw a line to connect it to my cupid bow. I'm just going to shade the upper part of my lip. I'm just going to apply my nude lipstick. I don't know about you, but my makeup can never be complete without some highlighter. So I'm just going to go in with a brush just like this one. I'm going to pick up a little bit of product. I'm just going to apply it just above my cheekbone, bridge of my nose, some of my forehead, just right here. This is the last step in my makeup routine. I'm going to use this gel liner. I'm going to take some setting spray and just spray it in there just to activate it. And I'm going to use an angled brush such as this one. I'm going to take in some product and I'm going to apply it on my waterline. Then I'm going to use some mascara on my bottom lashes. This is the final look. So this is how I do my makeup. Literally, I have different techniques. I do my makeup very different ways, different times. It depends on my mood, how much time I've got, and where I'm going. But this is literally how I do my makeup for my everyday look. This is my go-to makeup routine. Thank you for watching. Please comment below if you found this video helpful, and please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and also hit the notification button so you don't miss out on any of my videos. I really hope this video was very helpful and very educative to all my makeup girlies out there. Thanks for watching. Bye.